2 days after he was elected mayor of Erie last year, then trustee Justin Brooks sat in on a pretty standard government meeting.
I'm calling the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Board meeting to order.
The town's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Advisory Board. Brooks served as the liaison between Erie's Board of Trustees and this group. This April 7th, 2022 meeting is now the basis of an ethics complaint filed against the mayor by a failed candidate for trustee, Ryan Kenward. In the complaint, Kenward accuses Brooks of pressuring the board to make a vote on awarding grant money to a nonprofit, of which Brooks is the president. Brooks, quote, exerted his influence to take a vote when the board expressed hesitancy to take any votes on spending, with a new board coming soon, the complaint reads. The board did express hesitancy that day since their term was almost up. They wanted to delay all decisions.
Let's decide, does it make sense for us today to actually vote on anything important like spending money, doing commitments?
I think you should.
But Brooks, who again was serving as the liaison between the town board and this group, chimed in long before funding for his nonprofit was mentioned.
Because if you defer the decision today, they're going to spend their first meeting trying to figure out what they're going to do as a board, and they will run out of time and they won't be able to get this work done.
In the end, the board voted on its own to spend $2,000 on a pride event supported by Being Better Neighbors. Brooks is the president of that nonprofit's board. An affidavit responding to the ethics complaint says Brooks was not a voting member of this DEI advisory board, and he insists he didn't tell anyone how to vote. In late March, the Independent Ethics Commission voted to allow the complaint to move forward to a hearing.
I think the next agenda item
The State Ethics Commission ruled that this complaint was non-frivolous. They ruled that back in March, which means that there is going to be an investigation into this now. The former head of the Ethics Commission told us today they have to do that in order to open an investigation into what they deem a serious claim. The commission meets again in June. With this, the only active complaint they're investigating right now. We should point out here that just a few weeks after this, Brooks' nonprofit was up for another grant, this one before the actual town board where he served as a trustee, and Brooks recused himself from that discussion and from the vote.
Okay. How long do we think this investigation is going to take?
Could take a little while. You know, the Independent Ethics Commission was scheduled to have a meeting in May. They canceled that meeting. Expect probably, since there aren't a lot of cases in their queue right now, to potentially get to something in June.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Yep.